Hey everybody. So I wanted to give an important lesson and talk about something that I call jumping the fence. Now, before you type that in Urban Dictionary and before you think that's political, let me explain during this video, because that is not what this is about. This is something that I think is important for anyone to know. And let me get over here. Hopefully this comes out as comes out in the right orientation when I'm recording, because I know that some of my videos they actually flip. So I think I'm in landscape mode right now. I'm going a long ways recording. But yeah, I want to talk about jumping the fence. It's also called, the analogy is called crossing the street, crossing the highway, going over the railroad tracks, and all those other different things. It can be a short jump, it could be something short, it could be a mile, it could be anything. Basically what that means is going to where you need to be next in life. What's the next step to get you where you want to go in life? And sorry if if my voice is a little messed up, or if I'm not getting my words out. Something happened earlier today, but it's no big deal. And the house over there that was burned down that I took a brief video on. It was I knew someone who was over there, and she had recently passed away. I didn't know the family, but she used to wave at me all the time, and so that's why I wanted to start on this street, because for me, for some reason, whenever someone dies or something fades away, it empowers me to do something, and I figured do it in this video. Alright, so this is the street we're about to cross. Alright, see it? Jump the fence right now. Get where you want to go next in life. And so where we're at now is a very more what's the word? More rich, I could say, more expensive houses. Now there's a lot of houses in this area, as you can tell how nice it is. And, I don't live on that street, but I do live nearby, and that street I just crossed, so you get over here. And most people will pass that street. Most people don't come down here unless you live over here. You know, when I was a kid, I first jumped the fence when I was 7 or 8 years old. And how it worked was, we had an apartment complex I lived at, and I had friends who lived on both sides, on our side and on the next apartment complex, and it was separated by this single fence. Very, very easy to climb over if you were in the right spot, but you didn't want to be too obvious about it, of course. But I jumped that fence almost all the time, and my mom knew about it, everyone knew about it. But what they had on the other side was palm trees, 4 swimming pools. There were other kids that I had friends with. Some of them were jerks who lived in that area and just picked on us, mainly me. But you know, it really Sorry about the wind if you can hear the wind. It's kind of cool today. It's 60 degrees outside right now. But there's a lot of good houses around in this area. In fact, we're about to come up to one on the left here. This one right here, on the left over here. But yeah, this, like I said, it's a fence, sometimes it's a street. You know, look for opportunity. So when you come to a neighborhood like this, don't be afraid to wave at people, smile, or just talk to people in this area. I mean, feel as if you're really living here. Act as if you live here, because one day you might. Let me tell you a story. When not sure what that is. What does that say? Fine dining. Huh, I never heard of it. I've heard of fine dining. I'm just talking about that building that says fine dining. But we get over here on the street since this is where I'm supposed to be walking. But this is a nice area over here, and most people would pass it by because they don't live here. So let me tell you a story. So we all know who Jim Carrey is, right? Jim Carrey, actually, what he would do was, in high school, I don't believe he had any friends. If he did, he had a few friends. He was depressed. But all the time, he would drive around in these very rich neighborhoods, $1 million homes. And he would say, you know, one day, I'm gonna find my big break. And he kept doing it. He says, it's somewhere over here. And eventually, he managed to live in one of these houses later on in life, but he did it every day, and I think it took around 10 years, I believe, 10 or 12 years. I mean, it wasn't, but he would do it every single day, and that's how you gotta be. Sometimes you gotta jump the fence, you know, expose yourself to that. That's another thing. Steve Harvey had this great video. He was talking about exposure versus knowledge. And getting an education, you're going to get knowledge, you're going to gain education in your life. You know, college, you know, is important and everything. But what really matters is your exposure to things. Hang on a minute. You know, let me readjust my screen here. Alright. So I don't want to talk because there were people over there. And I didn't want them all in my business. But anyways, yeah, you have to expose yourself. And before you put that in Google, what I mean is, go somewhere you haven't been. Go on a train ride. Go out of state. Go to another city, another town, and really look what's over there in the area. You know, and say, you know what, I want to be here. I'm here right now, and I want to actually be here and live here, and act as if I own it. Because you're never gonna forget where you've been. You'll forget what you can Google online, but you never forget where you've been. I will never forget those times when I was 7 years old jumping that fence, and you just gotta do it. And, you know, it might not look material, or it doesn't look like it has a lot of substance at the time, but sorry about the wind. We're gonna be turning on the street up here. Oops, that's the camera. All right. Let me see, what street can I go down? It's a beautiful day today. I don't know how long I'm gonna do a video. I might have one that's really long. See some of these beautiful houses. We do have a few houses that are almost $1 million. Some really nice ones. But I just wanted to really say that. And don't be afraid to go to a new place. You know, most people, what happens is you grow up and it's so political with housing right now. Always has been. No, low income, segregation, and all this. And yes, we do have segregation still in the United States, even Texas. In fact, we have a circumstance down here where in 2007 the school district was no longer segregated. It was just because of the housing and all the black neighborhoods. It chased all the white people out, and they had a problem with that for years. I believe it was 40 years. Alright. Looks like there might be some good houses over here. Alright, now this is the expensive house. I didn't think I would find it. I believe that it's it. Is that it? I believe so. Alright, not this one. Next one I'm going to show you. Now this is the Mexican villa. this is the one that cost almost $1 million. I believe it's. I don't know the exact price. Yeah, that's it. See it? That's a very expensive house. Look at this one. Now some houses over here aren't houses. It's because of how the zoning works here. These could be businesses or they could be homes. You really can't tell unless you go like the Vine Dining restaurant. Look at that. Yeah, very nice houses. Very nice trees too. I just love how the neighborhood is over here. Sorry if I'm not keeping the camera straight. And sorry about the jitteriness. I'm walking, of course. But most people, when it come down here, you see, there's hardly anyone who comes down these streets. I could walk, I could probably get along here and just sit on this road all day and wouldn't have a problem with it. I mean, maybe there's a neighborhood like this in your area. You know, there's a lot of people who say, well, this city is bad. It has a lot of drugs. It's in the ghetto. They used to say that. But sometimes if you just go across the street, past the trees, it looks like paradise. I'm gonna go ahead and turn here because the dog is barking. Hope you can hear me, by the way. I used to have a microphone, earbuds that has a microphone on it. Of course, you could say I could get a GoPro with a buzzy mic. Made a 20 today. We had a cold front come in. This might have helped. I don't know if you can hear me, but kind of going over it much. It's kind of awkward. I don't know what the camera looks like because I got my chin past the microphone trying to block the wind. I mean, this goes on a lot, and there's, like I said, there's not very much traffic in this area. So, that's what I want to talk to you guys about. You know, if I didn't be willing to cross the street, I wouldn't have this existed. I wouldn't have done this, you know. And you know, it's really what happened there. Well, they're so attached. Look at that house. Palm tree garden. And the good house, like I showed you that villa, that's way in there. That's not on the outside. You know, the outside, looking at the outside, it doesn't look like much. When we get on the inside, When you dare to get inside, you can see a lot of things. So, I hope this video motivated you or inspired you. And I'll see you guys later. So, take care everybody.